In many real-world business situations, we need to match employee names across two sheets. For example, verify name records that came from different HR systems in a payroll list and benefits list. In this example, the payroll list contains employee IDs and names of people currently being paid, while the benefits list shows which employees are enrolled in a benefits plan. Our goal is to use VLOOKUP to match the names across the sheets. The names might be different across sheets, since not everyone who is getting paid gets benefits, and the actual name might be different between the systems. For example, Jonathan Miller and Sue Lee spend differently in the payroll lists versus benefits list. And Mike Tanaka doesn't get any benefits. We will use employee IDs across both sheets, which is the same unique value for each employee, to pull the associated employee names from the benefits list into the payroll lists tab. And we will do it in 3 simple steps. In step 1, we'll insert the new column into the payroll sheet. We'll name it benefits name. This will be used to pull the corresponding names from the benefits sheets using the employee IDs as a key. In step 2, we'll use VLOOKUP to match the names. Let's put the cursor into the first cell in benefits name column next to the employee ID. Then we will go to the Formulas tab on the ribbon and click Insert Function and select for VLOOKUP. In the lookup value, we'll select an employee ID from the payroll sheet. This tells Excel which unique identifier to search for in the benefits list. In Table Array, we need to switch to Benefits sheet and select the range that includes both employee IDs and name columns. In the call index num, we need to type 2 to pull the value from the second column in the selected range. And then in the range lookup, we need to type false to ensure we only get the exact match for the employee ID. This prevents mismatches from partial matches. Once we click OK, the VLOOKUP populates the names from the benefits sheet that correspond to each employee ID in the payroll sheet. As you can see, the names between payroll and benefits completely mismatched, and Mike Tanaka only exists on the payroll document and represented as an A in the benefits name column. Make sure to download the sample Excel file linked in the description and comments to follow along with this process. A lot of times, as part of Excel test, you might be asked how to remove duplicates in Microsoft Excel. To help you answer this question, I'll offer you multiple different ways. We will look at Remove Duplicates button in the Data tab, highlighting duplicates with conditional formatting, advanced filter to extract unique values, using formulas like COUNTIF to flag duplicates, pivot tables to display only unique entries, Power Query for cleaning large data sets, and using unique function in Microsoft Office 365. There are 3 duplicate pairs in this dataset: HP LaserJet printer, Dell Monitor 24-inch, and Microsoft Office 365 subscription. One of the easiest way to remove duplicates in Excel is with the Remove Duplicates button. Just select your data, go to the Data tab, and select Remove Duplicates. Choose which column to check, hit OK, and Excel takes care of the rest. Clean and simple. If you just want to spot duplicates without deleting anything, try conditional formatting. Select your range, go to Home Conditional Formatting, and choose Highlight Duplicate Values. It will color any duplicates so you can review them before making changes. If you would like to pull out just the unique values, you need to use the Advanced Filter tool. You'll find it in the Data tab under Sort and Filter and go to Advanced. Choose to copy only the unique records to another spot. Great if you want a clean version without messing with the original. You can also use formulas to check for duplicates. For example, try COUNTIF to flag rows that appear more than once. Or use little logic with if to label values as duplicates or unique. Super helpful for more customized setups. If you're working with the large data set, a pivot table can help. Just insert a pivot table and drag your column into the rows area. It automatically shows just the unique items, perfect for quick summaries and spotting duplicates by omission. If you're using Power Query, you've got even more control. Select your data, go to Data from Table and Range, and inside the Power Query editor, you can easily remove duplicates with just a click. It's great for larger files or when you want to build a repeatable workflow. And if you're using Office 365, there is a unique function. Just type unique, select the range, and Excel will return dynamic list of distinct values. It updates automatically when your data changes. No clicks required. A lot of times during the test, you might be asked how to look up data from another sheet in Microsoft Excel. Even if you don't remember all of them, you can bring up just one: VLOOKUP, Index and Match, XLOOKUP, Named Ranges, Indirect, Cell Reference, or Manual Linking. Let's look at each one of these ways in more details. The free sample file, which you can download using link in the description and comments, contains two tabs, Products and Product Details. Products tab has Product ID with Product ID given, as well as product name and price where we need to look up the data from another sheet. Product Details tab has matching product ID, as well as product name, category, price, stock quantity, and supplier data. Let's start with VLOOKUP, which is one of the most popular ways to looking up the data in Excel. Here's VLOOKUP to get product name. To get the price, we use the same structure. To find product name and price for P008, we just need to extend the formula. VLOOKUP works fine, but it's limited. What if your lookup column isn't the first one, or you need more control? That's where index and match come in. First, let's look match to find the row number where ID appears. The row detected is 5, which matches the product details row. Then index uses the row number to return the value. To get the product name, we use following index formula. And for the price, we change the column. And we can extend the calculations to product ID P008. Index and match gives you full control over where you're pulling from. No need to rearrange your data. If you're using Excel 365 or Excel 2021 and above, XLOOKUP is the easiest and most powerful option. Instead of counting columns like in VLOOKUP, you just point to the lookup column and the return column. To get the product name, we use this XLOOKUP formula. And to get the price, just switch the return column. Do you want your formula to be easier to read and write? Let's use name ranges. In the product details sheet, we can name the range A to D as product table. Then we go back to the products sheet and use VLOOKUP formula for product name. And here's the version for the price as well. Named ranges make your formulas cleaner to help reduce errors in the large workbooks. Sometimes you need to build a reference from the text. For example, if the sheet name might change. This is where indirect comes in. If you type product details in a cell like A5, you can dynamically pull values from that sheet. To get the product name, let's use indirect formula and look up the value in the cell B5 in Product Details tab. And we can do similar lookup for the price. Approach with indirect formula is helpful for templates or dashboards that need to switch between sheets without rewriting formulas. Sometimes the simplest method is the best. If you only need one or two values from another sheet, just use direct cell reference. For example, we can use Product Details B5 to pull product name and Product Details D5 to pull the price. And finally, the quickest way to link the data between sheets is just to click. Type equal in the cell, navigate to Product Details tab, and click on the cell you want, say product name or price. Press enter and Excel creates the reference for you. It is perfect for quick checks or when you're building something on the fly. Very frequently, you'll find yourself comparing two Word documents that were edited by different people or revised over time. Maybe you're managing a project proposal or reviewing a report update. In our example, we have two versions of a quarterly budget proposal, one original and the one that was recently revised by the team member. To begin the comparison, let's open one of the documents in Word and go to the Review tab at the top. Next, locate the Compare button on the Review tab. Click the drop-down and select Compare. This launches the Document Comparison tool. In the dialog box, select the two files. For the original document, select Original Document.x. And for the revised document, choose the updated document.x. Word generates a new document showing track changes. Here you can see edits like the change from 10% to 15% and from brand awareness campaign to brand visibility. These edits appear as insertion, deletions, or formatting tweaks, all clearly marked for review. If you want to keep a record of the differences, save the comparisons as a new file. Just go to File, Save As, and name it as something like Budget Comparison Q2.x. You can now send this version for approval or keep it for your own records. One of the most common methods is something called Print to PDF. If you have a document opened on your Windows computer, you just go to Print, select Microsoft Print to PDF as your printer, but instead of sending it to real printer, it saves your file as PDF. Simple as that. If you're using Office 365, there's another built-in option. Just go to File, Save As, and you will see PDF listed right there. It works across Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Speaking of Excel, you can even print just one sheet or define a print area if you only want certain part of your spreadsheet. And in Word or PowerPoint, you can choose to bring specific pages or slides instead of the whole document directly into the PDF. Now, if you've got a paper document, you can scan it and save it as PDF. Just keep in mind, those scanned files are usually treated like images, so the text can't be selected or copied unless you're using OCR, that is optical character recognition. Another great option, online PDF converters. Websites like Small PDF, I Love PDF, or PDF24 let you upload a Word doc, Excel sheet, or even an image and instantly convert it to PDF right in your browser. No software needed, just upload, convert, and download. The challenge becomes with the fact that you share the document with the sites, and it's not recommended if you're concerned about data privacy. Are you using Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides? Open your file, head to File, Download, and choose PDF document. This is especially handy if you're using Chromebook or working from the cloud. You can also save a web page as a PDF using your browser's print feature. Whether you're on the Chrome, Firefox, Edge, or Safari, just press Ctrl-P or navigate to the menu and select Print. Then choose Save to PDF. And finally, if you're on the go, you can just take a picture with your phone and then use the app to turn it into PDF. There are tons of free apps like Adobe Scan, Cam Scanner, and others that let you do it in just few taps. Super fast and super convenient. A lot of times, businesses need to write formal request for proposal, or RFP, but are not sure where to begin. Whether you're seeking help with digital marketing, IT services, construction, or legal support, RFPs let you communicate the need clearly to the vendors. Let me show you how to create an RFP quickly using Microsoft Word and ChatGPT, and we will walk through a real example for digital marketing services. Let's start by opening ChatGPT and asking it for RFP template. For example, generate a request for proposal for digital marketing services. You can swap in any business service like software development, HR consulting, or real estate brokerage. It's a great start, but you need specifics. Your proposal might be for search engine optimization, or pay-per-click advertising, or social media management. Let's assume that this is for SEO, where you need to improve your website's visibility in Google search results to attract more organic traffic. So let's trigger a prompt. Customize the outline for search engine optimization to improve your website's visibility in Google search results to attract more organic traffic. Now you remember that customer mentioned that they would like to improve organic traffic trends as well as keyword rankings. Let's ask ChatGPT to help and customize to focus on KPIs like organic traffic trends and keyword rankings. I think we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but it seems too long. Let's ask ChatGPT to rewrite as one page with one sentence executive summary in the top, targeting large financial organizations in the United States and focusing on typical problems they might experience. Looks good, right? And in the last step, we can copy and paste sample RFP in Word where we can do some final touches. You can use cool native Word features to add heading, insert date, and update your organization name. A lot of times, you need to know how to insert one file into another. For example, embedding PDF resume into Word or Word doc into PowerPoint. To insert the file, you need to navigate to Insert tab in the ribbon. This is where you will find options for adding objects. Click the Object button and then choose Create from File. This allows you to embed an existing file from your computer. PDF file got embedded inside the Word document. You can also display file as an icon. Here's how you can do it. Follow the same steps, but check Display as Icon if you prefer the clean look. This also makes it easier to open with the double click later. Here are some important considerations. Embedded files increase file size. Whatever was the size of original document, you need to add to it size of the embedded file. You can double click the icon to open embedded file. For example, I can open this sample resume in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Files stay embedded across the devices. For example, you can move Word file with the attachment to another folder or USB drive. Here are two other very important considerations. Updates don't sync to the original file, and you can use Link to File option only if files stay together. A lot of times, you may need to look up customer city based on the zip code in Excel. With the zip code selected, go to the Data tab and click Geography. Excel will recognize each zip code and convert it into a rich geography data type. Once converted, you will see a small map icon next to each zip code. Click on the icon or press the small Insert Data button and then choose City. Excel will pull the corresponding city name into the new column. You can also insert more details like state, region, or even population. Just repeat the same step. click on the Data button and then choose the field that you want. You can also convert geography data type back into text. Obviously, you will look the city data that you looked up and Excel will generate an error. So what you may want to do is just to delete this column. In this tutorial, I'll share with you how to create PowerPoint with artificial intelligence. We start by asking ChatGPT to generate a clear and engaging outline for the topic. This gives our presentation structure before we touch PowerPoint. Once we have the outline, we can ask ChatGPT to expand each slide with content flow, so we know what each one should say and show. As you can see, each generated section has a title, bullets, as well as suggested visual. When we create a new slide in PowerPoint, we will use title and content slide. All we need to do to populate the content is to copy the title and paste it into PowerPoint. And we can do the same thing for the bullets. We can select them, copy them, and paste them as text into PowerPoint. As you can see, bullets formatting didn't copy well, so you can either manually fix it by just using the Enter button or use Notepad as intermediary solution. And obviously, we need to change the color of the font to white. Now, these bullets are too long and hard to read. Is there anything I can do? Can ChatGPT help me? I can ask ChatGPT to shorten the bullets to no more than 4 to 5 words length, and then update to insert new bullets onto the slide. ChatGPT suggested 2 visuals for this slide. I like the bar chart because I can generate bar chart inside the PowerPoint. Here's how ChatGPT can help. We can ask ChatGPT to complete the research and provide the recent data in simple format for the bar chart on the topic. The data looks great and very promising for the simple bar chart. In the next step, we need to ask ChatGPT to generate the data in Excel format. We got the data snippet, which consists of 2 columns, region and revenue in billions of US dollars. And we can copy this data and paste it directly into PowerPoint to generate a bar chart. In PowerPoint, you need to click Insert, Chart, and then generate the bar chart. It comes with the Excel window, which you can paste the data into. As you can see, the chart looks okay, but not very visual. We can change the chart type to the pie chart, and maybe even use a 3D pie chart. We can also add the legend and expand the font size to make the data more visible. ChatGPT can also help generate narration and presenter notes. If we ask ChatGPT to generate 1-minute narration and presenter notes for slide 2, this is what we're gonna get. And we can copy and paste this information from the ChatGPT window right into the notes inside PowerPoint. We can even generate a new background for PowerPoint slide. We can download the image and use it to change the background in PowerPoint. Start by opening File Explorer. You can click the folder icon on your taskbar or just press Windows plus E on your keyboard. At the top right of the File Explorer window, use the search bar. Type in part of the file name, a keyword, or even a file extension like PDF or DocX. To narrow your results, use filters like Date Modified, File Type, or Sort by Size. This helps you find the exact file faster. Search works best when folders are indexed. To check, right-click the folder, go to Properties, then Advanced, and make sure Allow Files to be Indexed is checked. For a full system search, press Windows S. This opens the global search tool, letting you search everything on your computer across all indexed locations. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Skills that you learn here will be helpful for you now and also in the future. You will also have an opportunity to help other people by answering their questions and helping them solve their challenges. If this video was helpful, consider giving it a big thumbs up. This tells us that you need more content like this and we'll deliver to you in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.